Guys, we are going to discuss another important topic from geography, oceans. Guys, we did complete the geographical features of Earth. Yesterday we did complete the geographical features of the all continents, okay, all over latitudinal gradient, how the landforms formed. How the landforms mean? Landforms formed by desert, landforms are formed by water, landforms formed by the atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere. Okay, these are the factors how the landforms are origin on the earth. And exogenic, these are the exogenic factors, and endogenic factors also reason for the formation of landforms, that hilly areas, and there are plateaus and plains and volcanic regions. Okay, such regions we did complete the features of the geographical framework, relief features of the earth. Okay, yeah, we come across rivers, we come across all over soils, and we come across agriculture, everything. Geography we did complete almost the topography of geography. Now it is time to go for physical geography. Physical geography, how the water bodies formed, okay, how the relief features, how they formed, like earth volcanic activity, and what is the counter current, the sea winds, how they perform the current mechanism, cold current and hot current. Okay, we are going to discuss how the air is reason for the current mechanism of the ocean, acidification. Okay, we are going to discuss all over ocean here. Okay, yeah, because of it is the water body on the earth is 71% of water body on this earth. Okay, only 29% mainland, 29% mainland. Okay, how it is formed? Water, how H2O formed on the earth, why it is called earth, why it is called blue planet. Okay, earth, why earth? Called a blue planet. This is the question, previous year exam question, why earth called as a blue planet. Okay, how it is formed? 79% of water bodies formed on the earth. Okay, yeah, what is different between water and oceans? Okay, yeah, the all over waters are, they enter, water is actually they can flow into the surface of the earth. Okay, yeah, they can flow, they can settle down a place, the large amount of area, we can call it as ocean. Okay, there are types of oceans on the earth, but when the earth is origin, is the oceans are there, types of oceans are there? Is there any divide the oceans on the earth origin time? 250 million year ago, we can call this is Permian era. Era mean it is the biological scale. It is the biological scale, guys. Okay, we are going to discuss deeply discussion about geological scale. Okay, of the earth formation. Okay, yep. Permian is the era where took place 250 million year ago. Okay, this is the place on the earth which is 71% of water is there, and as well 29% of land, but this is not a separated all over the earth and land. Okay, so water and land, we can call it as the mix of this area of the mainland called Pangea. Mix of the air, the mainland of the earth is called Pangea. The mix of the water bodies all together here in the Pangea era, where Permian 250 million year ago, the place we can call Permian. Okay, the Permian era, there is no divide of the mainland and the oceans together. Okay, yeah, that is we can call Pangaea. Pangaea is the place where 250 million year ago where Permian era is there. Okay, yeah. So guys, just look into here how the water form on the earth. That is different scenario. How water formed on the earth. This is the question. This is the question for coming exam, guys. How the water bodies formed on the earth. Okay, when universe formed. When universe formed, this is the question. This is also question. When earth formed. When earth formed. This is also question for coming exam. This is also question from coming exam. How water bodies are formed on the earth? When universe is formed, what is the theory of universe formation? What is the theory to tells the universe formation? This is the question. This is the question. All our three questions here. How the water formed on the earth? First question. When the universe formed, what are the theories to explain the formation of universe? And when the earth formed? Okay, yeah, guys, first initial days there is a gases origin, that is like lightweight gases, and there is a high weight gases, high dense gases and lightweight gases. Okay, if come to the lightweight gases like hydrogen and helium, okay, they are actually like high dense gases move away if they enter into the centric. Okay, that is nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion together to form a star. If the nuclear fusion formed in the star where high dense like molecules are move away. High dense molecules are, if the move away, that is expansion of the universe. Okay, that is about 20 million year ago. 20 million year ago universe formation. 20 million year ago universe formed. 4 million year ago earth formed. 20 billion year ago, sorry. 20 billion year ago universe formed. 4 billion year ago earth formed. 4 billion year ago earth formed. The water is formed due to the lightweight hydrogen helium gases, they come together, that is nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion took place, that is the air mass together to form a water, the vapor, water vapor, that is condensed, later it is cooled down and enter on the earth as water bodies. That is we can call today, that is we can call oceans. Okay, I am going to explain that how the water formation, how the earth formation in the coming sessions, guys. Okay, now we are going to discuss the oceans first. Okay, yep. So just look into here, the time zone of earth formation, sorry, ocean formations, time zone. First time is Permian. Permian, there is a ocean, water body is there. water body is there around the landmass. Water body is there around the landmass, 71% water body, okay, but it is not a separated as oceans. It is not a separated, did not separate as a ocean where 50 million ago Permian age, okay, Permian age, the geographical time scale, Permian era, we can call it as era. Era is different, years are different, okay, yep, we will going to discuss later. After that, 200 million year ago, Triassic, 200 million year ago, Triassic, this is the mainland where we can call here Pangaea, only one mainland. There is no divide of any continent, that is called Pangaea. Okay, they can ask you, there is a club of all together, that this is not a divide any continent. Okay, this is only one mainland in the Permian zone, we can call Pangaea, Permian Pangaea, PP. Okay, yep. If come to this Triassic, there is a two mainlands. It is divided as two mainland, that is Laurasia and Gondwana. Laurasia and Gondwana. Laurasia is north, Gondwana is south. Okay, Laurasia and Gondwana. Guys, there are some theories described about how the oceans are formed, how the continent is formed. That is the theory, continental drift theory. Continental drift theory. How the continents are formed. How there is a like polar, actually I am going to explain the continental drift theory in the coming sessions, guys. This is the most important, how continents are formed. How the north area, mainland going to north to become enter into the north area, and south, this is the polar region, they enter into the south. How they formed north and south. Why it is Tethys Sea, guys, Tethys Sea. First, initially the origin of the water body name is called Tethys Sea. Tethys Sea, it is the sea that can be divided Laurasia and Gondwana land. Laurasia is the north and Gondwana is south. Who divided it? Tethys Sea. What is the zone, time zone? That is Triassic, 200 million year ago. Triassic, okay, 200 million year ago. Tethys Sea, they can divide two mainlands as north Laurasia, south Gondwana. Okay, yep. And if come to the Jurassic, 145 million year ago, where dinosaurs are exist. This area, sorry, dinosaurs are developed in Triassic, they can extend in this era Jurassic. Okay, Jurassic area where this is the mainland trying to divide into the continents, by the forces, guys, by the geometrical forces. Okay, they created geocentric forces here from the equator, Equator is the imaginary line, it is not a created by nature, it is imaginary line, the central part we can call as equator. Okay, that is equator. So guys, just listen carefully. Permian, there is only one mainland and only water body. If come to the Triassic, there is a Tethys Sea formed. Middle the mainland, that can be divided the north side Laurasia, south side Gondwana. After that Jurassic, there is a continent trying to merge into different areas. Okay. After that Cretaceous, main like insects developed this area. Of course, Cretaceous, 65 million year ago, Cretaceous. Just look into here, guys. If come to the Cretaceous, just where it is India in the Cretaceous? India is south equator, guys, south equator near Australia plate. These are the plateaus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 plateaus, like mainland plateaus. Guys, that can be actually, this is South America, this is North America, this is Europe, this is Africa, this is India, this is Antarctica, this is Australia. So, India is where it is south of the equator when Cretaceous era. Cretaceous era, they can ask you during the geological time scale of Cretaceous zone, India is south or north, or what is the Australia plate position, where it is Australia. From India, which is enter into here to here, guys, here to here. Okay. So, just look into here, this is the present situation where India enter into the north, not south. Okay. So, I am going to explain the continental drift theory. What says? All our continents divide from one zone, one mainland. Just look into here, the structure. Okay, the structure. This Africa and South America is same. There is a zone, guys. It is divide zone. Divide zone. Just this is Africa went mid side. This is went west side. Same Africa and okay. This is India and this is Australia, same, guys. Okay. Yeah. Just look into here. Actually, India is here. This is India. Very south. Actually, it is Antarctica region. Okay. Yeah. Later on, India plate here. This is Europe. Okay. India plate, which is move from the north side in the Jurassic, still in south. In the Cretaceous, India plate went more north, towards north. Okay. In the like Cretaceous. Present day, India went to the this area. So, oceans are formed. Okay. Here Tethys Sea, here this is the area trying to meet Atlantic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Okay. This is Pacific Ocean. Okay. This is Antarctic Ocean. Okay. This is Indian Ocean. Just look into here. Indian Ocean, Arabian Ocean, this is Atlantic, Pacific Ocean. Okay. Oceans are formed in the present area. Okay. Oceans are formed in the present area, guys. Okay. Yeah. We are going to discuss about it. Yeah. It is the oceans, NCERT class 11 chapter 13, guys. Okay. Yeah. Detailed information about oceans. Okay. Yeah. Earth surface is covered 71% water and 29% mainland. Okay. Yeah. Oceans continuous bodies. Okay. Oceans are continuous bodies of salt water. Bodies of salt water. Of course, we can't drink it. Okay. It is interconnected each other. Okay. Say 5 main oceans are interconnected each other. Okay. Yeah. Major oceans are Pacific Ocean, first Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean and South Ocean, Arctic Ocean. Okay. These are the 5 main oceans, guys. Okay. Yeah. So, Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean. 1/3 of the earth surface it can be occupied. They can ask you, largest ocean everyone knows, 1/3 of the earth surface is occupied by Pacific Ocean. 1/3. It is not a ordinary thing. 33% of earth, 33% of earth covered by Pacific Ocean. Actually, it is the deepest ocean. They can ask you which one of the following is deepest ocean. Okay. Yeah. Bounded by Asia and Australia, west, America East, okay, the famous, it is famous for ring of fire. Ring of fire is the volcanic zone, guys, okay. Volcanic activity not on the earth surface, that can be volcanism is there is a take place in the oceans also, okay. Oceans the earth crust area is very narrow, okay. Like in the land mass, earth crust is 35 kilometers of earth crust, 35 kilometers of earth crust in the land, but ocean it is mainly 35 to 5 kilometers, 5 kilometers earth crust is there in the ocean body. So that is easy to volcanic activity, that is very easy to, that is like molten fragments, they enter into the earth crust, okay, to formation of active volcans also there in the like oceans, guys, that is we can call ring of fire. They can ask you in the exam, this is keyword, guys, this is keyword. Ring of fire is due to the which ocean, okay. Ring of fire are we can observe which ocean, Pacific Ocean, guys. I am gonna show you ring of fire. Yeah, this is the ring of fire. Where, what are the borders? Ring of fire, this is a very high seismic area, and there is a volcanic activity is very high here. Just look into here, this is east part, this is west part of Pacific Ocean, Just what are the borders, ring of fire, they can ask you in the exam. This is South America, Peru coast, South America, this is the country Peru coast, and middle Latin America, this is Mexico, Panama, Latin America. After that, this is North America, Canada coast, Atacama Desert, okay. Yeah, this is the coast is east side. West side, if come to the west side, is India attached? No, not India is, there is a place for ring of fire, okay. Yeah, guys, this is Russia area, Japan, still there is a active volcanoes are there. Fujiyama is active volcano in the Japan is also ring of fire. After that, South Korea, this is the Indonesia area, guys, okay, and Malaysia, Australia, Eastern Australia, New Zealand area, ring of fire is this. They can ask you what are the border countries of ring of fire, what are the border countries of, what are the border countries of ring of fire? They can ask you in the exam, guys, mainly South America, North America coast, west side of South America, North America. Of course, this is east border of ring of fire, okay. East side South America, North America. West side there is a Russia, Japan, there is a Indonesia, like Malaysia. These Middle East countries, East Asia countries borders, mainly Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan, South Korea and Australia, east border of Australia where New Zealand located, okay. These are the like ring of fire, guys, ring of fires, okay. They can ask you, these are the trenches. This is Pacific Ocean, guys, Pacific Ocean, Japan trench, okay. Yeah, Okay, they might not ask you more than this. Okay, ring of fire. Yeah, if come to the Atlantic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, it is second largest elongated S shape, elongated S shape is the keyword. This is keyword. Which of the following ocean is S shape? S shape is Atlantic Ocean, guys. Okay, yeah, it is bounded by America's west and Europe east and Africa also east, known for the most indented coastline. Most indented coastline mean there are huge harbors and market took place in the Atlantic Ocean because of it is the broader coast. Okay, broader coast. Border coastline, guys, broader coastline. It is for best, it is the coastline is best for trade and ports, guys. Okay, S shape, just look into here, S shape of the ocean. No, I did not make it. Yeah, just look into here. This is Atlantic Ocean looking like S. Atlantic Ocean. Okay, looking like S. Okay, west side these are the East America, North America, South America, east side Africa and Europe. East side Africa and Europe, most harbors and ports. Okay, this is a huge trade area, broader coastlines, okay, S shape like ocean is Atlantic Ocean, guys. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah, Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is the third largest ocean. We know Indian Ocean is the third largest ocean, bounded by Africa west, Asia north and Australia east. Okay, it is the only ocean named after the country India. It is the only ocean named after a country. Okay, yeah. Next, Southern Ocean. It is encircling like Antarctica. It is coldest, formally recognized IHO in 2000. Okay, Arctic Ocean is the smallest shallow. It is the mostly ice covered, bounded by Eurasia. Okay, Eurasia. Arctic Ocean. This is the Arctic Ocean. This is Antarctica Ocean. Okay. Yeah. Next character of the ocean is ocean temperature. Ocean temperature. Okay. So, sorry, how the temperature formed in the ocean? There is a sun. Sun give the heat and light to the water bodies are like earth, like mainland and water bodies, right? So mainland they can eat and water bodies also they can eat. Okay. So as per the structure like latitude, just a minute, latitude I did made or not. Okay. Guys, just look into here. This is sun. Okay. Sun give like sunlight, like directly the sunlight fall on the earth surface and they can slantly, they can fall into these areas like this. Okay. So if the directly fall, they created more heat this zone, okay, as compared with this zone it is more created. Okay. This is the if the sun like give the direct heat into the oceans, okay, they can touch first water body, after that mainland. Okay, this is the water, they can evaporate and they can less dense of the water molecules, they can evaporate and they can move on the like this mainland area, they can move guys as a current from high pressure to low pressure guys. Okay, so we will going to discuss it later. Okay, temperature of the ocean temperature. Okay, yeah, distribution of temperature. Surface temperature decreases from equator to poles. Of course, surface temperature decreases from equator to pole. Okay, equator average temperature is 27 degree. Our room temperature same like equator temperature. Polar area where 0 to -2 degrees centigrade. Okay, the like ocean is ocean temperature also uneven distribution. Okay, as like oceans, the temperature also uneven. The equatorial place where 27 degree and polar area where minus. Okay, factors affecting temperature, this is important. Latitudes, ocean currents, winds, clouds, cloud cover and distance from land. This is important, they can ask you. The reason for the ocean temperature is latitude is the one of the reason, ocean current also second, winds third, cloud fourth and distance from sea fifth. This fifth major regions main reason for the ocean temperature guys. Okay, distance from land also reason for the temperature. Latitude is the main reason, and ocean currents nothing but the flow of energy in the form of air, in the form of water, in the form of any energy they can flow, that is current. Okay, here there is a temperature, they can flow as water vapor. Okay, yeah. Vertical distribution, surface, that is surface layer, thermocline and deep zone of the ocean. Ocean distribution, they can ask you guys. Surface layer of the ocean up to the 500 meters, it is actually warm and mixed by waves and winds. Thermocline, it is the deep of which is 500 to 1000 meters. The layer rapid fall under temperature with depth. If the depth increases, the temperature also decreases. Okay, the temperature fall when the depth increases. Okay, thermocline is the region where the temperature going to be declined if it is deep into the zone. Deep zone where 1000 meters of the ocean, that is cold and uniform temperature less than 4 degree centigrade guys. Okay, yeah. First, ocean temperature, the reason, latitude, ocean currents, winds, cloud cover and distance from land. These are the reason. The distribution of temperature in the ocean: surface layer, thermocline, deep zone. Surface layer which is 500 meter of ocean surface, that is actually warm and mixed by wave and winds. And thermocline, this is about they can ask you guys 500 to 1000 meters thermocline, we can call thermocline. This is the area where temperature going to decrease if the deep into zone. Okay, deep zone more than 1000 meters meters area, that is cold and uniform temperature which is less than 4 degree centigrades. Okay, yeah. This is about the ocean temperature and ocean temperature zones. Ocean temperature zone, surface layer, thermocline and deep zone guys. They can ask you the ocean temperature zones also. Okay, yeah. I hope you guys understand this. Okay, yeah. Temperature distribution guys. temperature distribution. Yeah, ocean salinity. Salt, like this rock salt, this salt are they can mainly production from the oceans, mainly production from the ocean. This is the main mineral from the oceanic water. Okay, salt, salinity. The total amount of dissolved salt in a water, total amount of dissolved salt in a water, it is measured part per thousand. Okay, for liter, how many molecules are there? Salt, 35% salinity. They can ask you, ocean is salinity how much? 35%. Fresh water salinity how much? How much? The ocean water salinity is 35%. 35% mean parts per million, like parts per thousand. Okay, 1 liter there is a 35 gram of the salt they can produce from the 1 liter of ocean water. They can produce 35 gram of the like salt. That is 35% of salinity. If come to the like fresh water, how much salinity? Fresh water, what we can drink, how much salt is there? That is below 5 guys, below 5 salinity, 5%, below 5% salinity is there in the drinking water. This is important. Salinity nothing but there are minerals like NaCl, MgCl2, CaSO4 and KCl. These are the salts are dissolved in the oceanic water. This is salt guys. Salt nothing but not only NaCl, there are MgCl2, CaSO4 and KCl also salts. Okay, yeah, NaCl is the major salt which is contribute 78% guys. NaCl is the major salt which is 78%. Okay, distribution of salinity. In the ocean also there are salinity different zones. Okay, there is a increasing or a decreasing of salinity. Okay, different zones. That is high salinity zone. Okay, first high salinity zone. How much total is 35% guys. Salinity 35% in the oceanic water. This is important for coming exam. Okay, yeah, high salinity zones where subtropical high pressure areas, deserts, okay, high evaporation, there is a Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea. Okay, guys, subtropical area there is a main the desert formation. Main deserts formation in the area subtropical area. Just look into here. Okay, okay, yeah, this is equatorial. This is equatorial, 0 degree latitude, equatorial. Okay, this is tropical, this is tropical, north tropical and south tropical. Up to 23.5 degrees latitudes. Okay, yeah, and deserts formation and high salinity area, high salinity where water more evaporate, there is a salt is more. Where water more evaporate, salt is more. water where more evaporate mean it is subtropical area guys, subtropical area water more evaporate, this is subtropical area. Subtropical area, okay. Subtropical area mainly 30° latitude south and north, 30° latitude south and north. Just look into here, subtropical area they can formation of deserts, subtropical area there is a formation of desert. Here just look into here, subtropical area, India Thar desert, India Thar desert. This is also subtropical area, the Middle East countries deserts, Saudi Arabian desert, Middle East countries, this is Asia's west. This is also subtropical area where Sahara desert, okay. This is subtropical area Atacama desert, cold desert. This is subtropical area Peruvian Patagonia desert, okay. These are the deserts created high salinity zones, subtropical area. High salinity zones are where? Subtropical area of the earth guys, okay. Yes. How deserts formation west side of the continent? This is the desert, 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 subtropical area only, this is the desert, this is the desert. How desert formation in the subtropical area? Here, okay. Yeah, only subtropical area desert formation here. Why? Just look into here guys, here hot winds create more evaporation, they can actually form deserts, okay. Here cold winds, cold desert, this is also cold wind California, this is also Peruvian coast, cold winds desert formation, okay. This is actually Saharan desert, okay. They can actually this all over, they can circulation of the hot waves created the Sahara desert, okay. Yes, this is Australian coast also desert guys, cold warm, hot warm. How they can circulate? Water current, okay. Current is the different, waves are different, tides are the different, okay. There are certain names based on their length, okay. Yes, we are going to discuss later, okay. Subtropical area high temperature, subtropical area high pressure areas, they can form deserts. There is a high evaporation, Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea are the most example. Red Sea is where, Mediterranean Sea is where. Here Mediterranean Sea is where, Red Sea is where. They can ask you in the exam for sure about sea. This is actually guys, this is Suez Canal, actually Suez Canal, this is Red Sea is here guys, Red Sea is here, this is the area where Saudi Arabia above, the area is Red Sea. Mediterranean Sea is this, Mediterranean Sea is this is Mediterranean Sea, okay. This is subtropical area, they can create high evaporation and become more salt, okay. Yes. Yeah. Next, low salinity zones, low salinity zones, low salinity zones. High salinity zones, they can ask you the example, which one of the following ocean is high salinity? Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea is the high salinity. Where the subtropical zones, desert form, there is a high salinity took place. Okay. Low salinity, equator region where high rainfall created a dilution of water. Okay. Polar region also, there is a ice melt near river mouths. Okay. That leads to the low salinity. High salinity zone only subtropical zone, guys. Equatorial region and polar region is the low salinity zones. Okay. Yeah. In India, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, due to the heavy river inflow, the rainfall of Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal is very low salinity than Arabian Sea, because of there is a huge rivers went to the Bay of Bengal. Okay. Yeah. Ocean movement of the ocean water. Okay, movement of the ocean water. 1 minute. Sorry guys. Movement of the ocean water. Ocean water are dynamic. Of course, they can like waves, tides and currents. 3 types of movements. Waves is one, tides and current. 3 types of the ocean movements, guys. Okay, ocean movements, 3 types. Okay, yeah. Waves, first waves, we are going to discuss wave. Okay, it is the movement of water on surface due to the wind friction. Okay, mainly the wave is very shorter length, guys. Very shorter length of movement of water. Okay, crest is what? They can ask you in the exam, what is crest? The high point, the wave length, if the wave is like this, ocean waves. Okay, the high point we can call crest. Okay, throw is lowest point is throw. Okay, throw is lowest point. Okay, crest is the highest point of the wave, lowest point of the wave is throw. Okay, yes, they can ask you wave height is crest to throw. Okay, crest to throw, wave height we can measure. Okay, tsunami is the long wavelength. High energy wave caused by earthquake and volcanic eruptions. How tsunamis are formed? Either it is earthquake. Earthquake is, there is a plate tectonic activity, divergent plate tectonic activity created the earthquake in the oceans. And if come to the like volcanic activity also, they created tsunami. Okay, travel at 700 to 900 kilometer per hour. Height is near to 10 to 20 meters. They can ask you the characters of the tsunami. There is a like 700 to 900 kilometers per hour. 700 to 900 kilometers fast they can move, and the height is 10 to 20 meters. This is the tsunami. Tsunami is the one of the type of wave, not tide. Okay, one of the type of wave. Tsunami is one of the type of wave. Okay, that is the like waves are like there is a highest point we can call crest, lowest point we can call throw. Okay, yeah, the wavelength high energy wave caused by like earthquake and volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruption or earthquake created this tsunami, guys. Okay, yes, it travel 700 to 900 kilometers per hour and height is 10 to 20 meters. Tides, this is also one of the oceanic movement, tides. Okay, yeah, tides also one of the oceanic movement. It is the periodic rise or fall of sea water due to the gravitational full moon and sun earth rotation. Guys, waves are different, tides are different. Okay, tides are created by gravitational force of the earth around the sun. They can move around themselves and around the sun. Okay, there is a gravitational pull and gravitational push is there on the earth surface. Okay, that is created a tide. Okay, that is created a tide, earth rotation and earth revolution. Okay, it is occurs twice in a day, every 12 hours 25 minutes. Okay, this is important. Tides are created only 2 times in a day. Tides are created 2 times in a day for every 12 hours 25 minutes. Okay, yes. Types of tides: spring tides, okay, neap tides, diurnal tides, semi-diurnal tides. Di mean 2, okay, day and night. Okay, yeah, spring tides. It is a new moon or full moon. There is a sun, moon and earth aligned at same height. Okay, yeah. Neap tides, the first third quarter of sun and moon at the right angle lowest. Okay, yes. And diurnal, it is one high, one low tide of the day. Okay, yeah. Semi diurnal, that is 2 high and 2 low tides a day. The types of tides, it may be asked you in the exam. Just look into here. Okay, take a screenshot. Okay, yes. Next, ocean currents. Ocean current is the most important. They can ask you in the exam. Sure. Ocean current, large mass of surface water moving horizontally. This keyword. This is keyword, moving horizontally. It is generated by, this is important, ocean current generated by wind, temperature, salinity and Coriolis force and shape of the continents. These are the main reasons created ocean current. Okay, yeah. Wind is the short area of the wavelength, that is wind. Okay, yeah. That is if it is continue, a longer area we can call which is current. Temperature means there is a evaporation of the water molecules. They can flow from high molecular weight to low molecular weight. Mean if the temperature created, this is the earth ocean surface. Okay, ocean surface. If the like temperature fall under the ocean, there is a evaporation of water molecules. They create a low pressure belt. They create a low pressure belt here where the water evaporate. Okay, water evaporate mean high temperature. They can created water molecules, they can move away each other. Okay, it is created low pressure. Okay, yeah, there is a flow from the high pressure to low pressure movement of water molecules, we can call current. Okay, so temperature is the one of the cause to like flow of the current. Okay, salinity also one of the reason is chemically they can affect where high evaporation, there is a high salinity is there. Okay, yeah. Coriolis force nothing but there is a latitudinal gradient, the degree of certain degree, they can vent evaporation, they can vent a certain degree. After that they can cool down and they can fall down. They can cool down and they can fall into certain area. This is Coriolis effect. Okay, we will discuss later it. Okay, shape of the continent also. Shape of the continents also mean the coastal area of the continent, they can actually attract the current. Okay, yes. And there is a two types of current, warm currents and cold current. Warm current and cold current. Warm current especially the equator and polar region. Okay, yeah. Cold currents and there is a poles to equator, cold current. Okay, warm current is equator to equator, where the equator is there, from middle to they can enter polar area, that is warm current. From the polar to equator, that is cold current. Okay, yes. Warm current examples: Gulf streams, Northern Atlantic, okay, Kuroshio Pacific, Brazil current. Cold current, Labrador and Humboldt, Peru. Okay, Oshio, that is Japan, and Benguela. They can ask you the example of warm current and cold current, guys. They can ask you example of warm current and cold current. I'll show. This is, guys. Here, just look into here. Warm current, cold current. Okay, yeah. This is warm current where Norway and this is cold current. They can circular in motion, and this is warm current, equatorial warm current, equatorial region. This is also warm current. Okay, cold current is what? Peruvian coast cold current and California coast cold current. Okay, the Atlantic, this is the cold current, African coast is cold current. This is the Gulf stream is warm current, Atlantic drift is warm current. Okay, northern equator is warm current, equatorial is warm current. Okay, Brazilian coast is warm current, Peruvian coast is the cold current, Brazilian coast is the warm current. Okay, they can ask you, guys. Okay, yeah, this is Benguela is cold current. Okay, they can ask you. Australian coast is also cold current and as well warm current. Okay, yeah. Kuroshio, Japan, it is the warm current. Oshio is cold current. Kuroshio is warm current. Australian current is warm current. Okay, Western Australia, Eastern Australia warm current, Western Australia cold current. They can ask you, guys, these are the currents are the mainly reason for El Nino and La Nina. Okay, I am going to explain later classes what is El Nino, what is La Nina. Okay, just look into here. The red mark are the cold warm current and the cold like blue mark are the cold current. Just look into here. Just one second. Look into here, guys. Okay, warm current and cold current, guys. Most important, they can ask you because of this is the warm and cold currents are the main reason for El Nino and La Nina. These are the warm current Just I am going to write here. These currents are reason for what? Reason for El Nino, La Nina. El Nino and La Nina. These currents are reason for desert formation. Desert formation. These currents are reason for fishing harbors, fishes like growing. These currents are reason for the like algae formation, okay. These currents are the reason for the coral reef corals formation. Coral formation. So, hot and cold currents are the reason for El Nino, La Nina. They are the reason for desert formation. They are the reason for fishes growing. They are the reason for the algae formation. They are the reason for the coral formation. The hot and cold currents are the reason for many things. Okay, they are created something in the like oceans, guys. Okay, we are going to discuss here La Nina, El Nino. There is a high rainfall and low rainfall. La Nina, El Nino. There is a high rainfall and low rainfall. High rainfall is where? High rainfall is where and low rainfall is where? El Nino, they can created some area high rainfall, some area is drought, very low rainfall. And La Nina also, they can created high rainfall in some area and low rainfall in some area. We will discuss. Okay, yeah. Desert formation. All west side of continents are formation of deserts because of this current. Okay, yeah. Current nothing but there is a low pressure belt created. Low pressure belt created, that is a flow of air mass on the like water surface called current. Okay, yep. And here fishes are growing where hot and cold current meet. There is a temperature is suitable for the growing of fishes. Okay, where hot and cold current meet, there is a temperature, that is the conditions created for the fishing harbors, guys. Okay, yeah. High algae formation, because of hot and cold current are meet together to form a suitable for the algae formation. Where the algae formation, there is a fishes and biodiversity took place in the oceans, that leads to the formation of corals at the same area. Okay, this is interlink each other, guys. Okay, yeah. Just look into here where El Nino, La Nina effect. El Nino, La Nina effect is with the current. If come to the El Nino, they can ask you El Nino effects. El Nino effect. This is the Peruvian, okay, American coast east. This is east Pacific. This is West Pacific. We are actually we are thinking this is the east, right? This is the east, right? No, east is this in the Pacific Ocean. If come to the Pacific Ocean, mainly the current, this is the cold and hot currents took place in the Pacific Ocean mainly. Okay, so East Pacific area, West Pacific area. El Nino effect East Pacific area is high rainfall. High rainfall. They can ask you Peruvian coast and California coast of the American coast. They can ask you mainly Peruvian coast. They did ask Peruvian coast, okay? Peruvian coast experiences high rainfall due to El Nino. They can ask you statement. Peruvian coast or American coast is like experiences high rainfall due to the El Nino. Is it correct or wrong? Correct statement. It is the right statement. Okay? Yeah. Due to El Nino, this is the Australian coast, Japanese coast, or West Pacific. They can ask you East Pacific. It is East Pacific. High rainfall, okay, due to El Nino. This is the West Pacific, or Australian coast, okay, Australian coast. Low rainfall due to El Nino, or drought created due to El Nino. These are the right statements, guys. I am going to write clear, okay? Sorry for this. El Nino characters, I am going to write clear information here. Okay? Here I am going to write El Nino. Okay? The characters they can ask you, make sure question they can ask you. Okay? The East Pacific high rainfall, okay. West Pacific low rainfall, okay. Peruvian coast high rainfall, okay. Australian coast drought created, and Indian coast drought, American coast high rainfall. These are the characters of the El Nino, guys. These are the characters of the El Nino. Write it. Okay? How it is formed? How American coast is high rainfall, that is East Pacific is high rainfall. The West Pacific, which is Australian coast and Indian area, is low rainfall due to El Nino. Why? This is the question why. This is the question why. They can ask you they can ask you why it is these conditions are took place, why El Nino, okay, these conditions took place for El Nino. Why? Because of this hot and cold current, guys, warm and cold temperature current flowing. Where warm and cold current took place in the El Nino, we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss in the physical geography. There is a topic El Nino, La Nina. I am going to explain tomorrow. Sure, make sure. Okay. You have to write the characteristics of the El Nino. Okay. Yes. El Nino, it is a name of El Nino is baby boy in Spanish. In Spanish, it is the baby boy. They also ask, they did actually ask in the previous year exam, previous competitive exam. The name of El Nino is baby boy in Spanish. Okay? Yes. Okay? Yes. Next, La Nina. La Nina. Next, La Nina. Guys, don't look, this is the west, this is the east. Okay? This is west. This is east and west, don't confuse. This is west of Pacific. This is east of the Pacific. Okay? Yeah. La Nina. La Nina. Okay? The characters of the La Nina. First one, Peruvian coast, low rainfall. Low rainfall. Australian coast, high rainfall. They can ask you in this way, there is a East Pacific low rainfall, West Pacific high rainfall, and Indian coast we can call Coromandel coast, Indian coast high rainfall. La Nina mean baby girl in Spanish. Every 4 to 6 years, between 4 to 6 years, these current affect El Nino or La Nina effects by cold and warm currents. You have to write these 7 points, guys. La Nina. They can ask you any form. Just you have to by heart it. Write it fast. Tomorrow, make sure I am going to explain the El Nino, La Nina, how they formed, how they created low pressure belt, high pressure belt, and such belts created water into the coastal areas like Pacific East and West Coast. El Nino, La Nina mainly affect the Pacific Ocean only. Okay, El Nino and La Nina mainly effects in Pacific Ocean region, Pacific Ocean only. The current created East Pacific or West Pacific Oceans only. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. Okay, yes. Did you write? Yeah. Next. Yeah, just look into here. I am going to explain El Nino, La Nina later. Australian coast, warm water mean La Nina. La Nina, warm like current, warm current created La Nina. This Peruvian coast is cold current. California coast, American coast, cold current, El Nino. Okay, El Nino mean boy, Spanish boy, baby boy. That is, he can drink cold water. Baby girl, she can drink warm water only. Just look into, just remember here. Okay, baby boy, cold water they can drink, mean cold current. Okay, baby girl, La Nina, she can drink the warm water, that is warm current. Warm current create a La Nina, cold current create El Nino. Okay, obviously you got. Okay, yep. This is Indian coastal area created warm current, mean La Nina. This is Brazil coast also La Nina. Okay, this all over the African coast, Canary coast, El Nino effect. Okay, West Australian coast, El Nino. Okay, yeah, Benguela coast, which is El Nino. Where there is a cold current, there is a El Nino effect. Where there is a hot current, warm current, La Nina. Mostly that it cannot be not influence in this Atlantic Ocean or Indian Ocean. Mostly they can Pacific Ocean winds only, guys. Okay, Pacific Ocean winds. Okay, all over. That can be affect Indian mainland also, where the Pacific Ocean current are created, either warm or cold. Indian Ocean, which is Indian mainland, affected by the El Nino, La Nino. El Nino, which is very cold current, which is can reach Indian Ocean, they can create a drought. La Nina, warm, they can create a more water Indian mainland. Okay, I hope you guys understand. I am going to explain how it is formed, warm air, water. Okay, and there is a cold air current. Okay, I am going to explain tomorrow class. Yeah, guys, just look into here. Warm current, equator poles to central. Warm current mostly warm current equator towards poles, and cold current towards pole to equator they can come. Mean equator is the central point, warm current they can move away from the equator. Cold current they can they can come together into the equator. Okay, yes, yeah. Effect of currents, these cold and warm current, effect of current. Gulf of streams warm, North Europe, Humboldt, Atacama desert formation. Okay, and rainfall, warm current created rainfall huge, cold current created aridity. Okay, cold current created no rainfall. This is the mixing of cold current and warm current created fishes where Japan coast and Peru coast, guys, just look into here. Japan coast, Oshio is cold current, Kuroshio is warm current. The mixture of current here, fishes growing, more fishes growing, mixture of warm and air current here. Okay, just it is the beauty. And Australian coast also, where Indian Ocean, mainly the coral area. This is the Australian coral reef area, guys, mainly hot and cold current. Okay, coral reefs are took place mainly this area, Indian Ocean, because of here hot and cold. Okay, this is the main zone, fishing harbors. Okay, and here also Peruvian coast also, just look into here. This is Peruvian coast also, this is cold current and this is hot current. This is also fishing harbor. Okay, California coast also fishing harbor. Alaskan coast also fishing harbor, where the circulation of cold and warm air. And Norwegian coast also fishing harbor, where circulation of cold and hot current. Okay, this is the main area why corals are formed in the Australian zone. This is the like Lewin cold current and Western Australia cold current. Okay, this is the main reason. Okay, mixing zones mean there is a warm and cold current mixing together. Okay, there is a temperature is balanced for growing fishes, algae and corals. Okay, yes, this is actually previous year UPSC question, guys. Okay, it is rich fishes ground. Navigation also, the current aid and hinder shipping. Okay, this is why Atacama desert is driest. Why Atacama desert is the driest? There is a question for the reason these currents, guys, mixture of currents. Okay, I hope you guys understand this currents, ocean currents. Okay, ocean deposits. What are the deposition is took place in the oceans? Okay, ocean deposition. Of course, accumulation of some like sediments in the ocean floors called ocean deposits. Okay, that is terrigenous, biogenous and hydrogenous inorganic. Okay, terrigenous from land, rivers, glaciers and winds. Rivers and glaciers and wind, they can take some sediment into the oceans. That is, the sediment is sand, silt and clay. Sand and silt and clay, they can carry, the rivers carry into the oceans. That is created a sediment. Okay, and biogenous, remain of organisms, they can die into the like oceans, they can create a sediment. That is the calcareous. Calcareous mean the formation, foraminifera calcareous mean there is bones like, okay, phosphorus, calcium, bones are created sediments. Siliceous zone, diatoms and radiolar mean some insects. Okay, yeah. Hydrogenous or inorganic, chemical precipitate, that is manganese, okay, phos phosphorite like phosphate like, okay, they can create some sediment, they might not ask you guys, okay. Manganese nodules, the future source of the mineral MnFeNiCu in the ocean, okay. Economic importance of oceans, this is important, economic importance of oceans, okay. Yeah, there is a food, fishes, seaweed, algae and shellfish, these are the like oceanic food economic importance guys. Minerals, minerals mainly oil, gases, salts and manganese nodules, minerals we can observe from ocean. Transport, it is the cheapest international routes. Energy, there is a tidal wave and ocean thermal energy. Climatic regulation, the carbon sink heat reservoir, this is important guys, this is most important, okay. They can climate regulate guys, without oceans we can't live now. Tourism and recreation, okay, the ocean regulates the global climate by storing, distributing of heat, this is important point, okay. Yeah, next. Quick revision for exam point of view guys. Deepest ocean is Pacific, deepest ocean is Pacific. Thermocline is the depth 500 and 1000 meters guys. Arabian Sea is saltier than Bay of Bengal. It is the reason why Arabian Sea is the saltier than Bay of Bengal. Tell me. Arabian Sea is saltier than Bay of Bengal, reason why? Bay of Bengal is, there are many rivers, there are many rivers, enters into Bay of Bengal. So, it is the lesser saltier than Arabian Sea because of there are many rivers flow into the Bay of Bengal that leads to the dilution of salt, okay. Yeah, spring versus neap tides, spring is what, tide is what, the different type of two tides guys. Warm and cold currents are what? The example of climate effects El Nino, La Nina, El Nino, La Nina, effects of tides, okay. Richest fishing zones are the convergence zones of like heat and warm current, that is Japan and Peru region, richest zone of fishing, okay. Yeah, Southern Ocean region is, they can recognize in the 2000, year 2000, okay, IHO. Guys, this is about ocean and ocean relief features, ocean and ocean currents, waves, tides, okay. We did discuss today. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the relief features of the oceans and MCQs along with that, okay. Yeah, I hope you guys understand this. I am going to explain La Nina and El Nino tomorrow and ocean relief features. This is most important, they can ask you questions, okay. Thank you. Okay, just look into this once guys for starting onwards, okay. Start where I did start here, this is the ocean, this Pacific ring of fire, in the Pacific Ocean, this is important, okay. What are the coastlines are affected by Pacific ring of fire, okay. American coast and Japan coast, Australian coast, okay. Yes, there is a high prone of the volcanic activities, very seismic activity, mean there is a earthquake and a volcanic activity took place these coastal areas more, okay. This is important. Ocean temperature temperature distribution is important, vertical distribution of temperature, surface layer, thermocline and deep zone, this is important. Okay. Salinity also important, 35 grams, 35% of salinity of ocean, 5% below 5% is drinking water. Okay. Salinity distribution also important. Okay. Yeah. The movement of ocean water, waves, tides and current. If come to the current is important, okay, current is most important, oceanic current, that is cold and warm current. Okay. Yeah. Oceanic depositions, they might not ask you. Okay. This is the all over the important of today topics, guys, oceans. Tomorrow we will complete this chapter like with the MCQs. Okay. Yes.